Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be here with you again yet another week for yet another video. So if you follow me on Instagram, which by the way, please go follow my Instagram. I'm super active on my stories over there and I interact with y'all in the DMs all the time. So definitely go follow me over there if you want to, contribute to some video ideas or any questions for videos like this one. But over on my Instagram, if y'all follow me, you know that about 2 weeks ago, I decided I was going to take a full week off of training for recovery. I started working out 5 to 6 days a week for a long time, since April 22nd of 2020. And by the time this video goes up, we're getting pretty close to that date, which is absolutely insane. I cannot believe that I have been training and working out consistently for 1 year. Truly, if you had asked me last year before I started working out and just like my whole life before then, if I would ever be the kind of person who is working out consistently, I probably would have laughed at you, because I was not prioritizing that whatsoever in my life. And it's truly crazy to me that I started prioritizing that in my life and I'm here today, 1 year later. That's just absolutely insane, but I digress. So I decided 2 weeks ago that I was going to take a recovery week because I had not given my body that rest. I had taken 1 rest day a week and that really works for me, but I think it's important to, every once in a while take a little bit more like of an extended break and let your body really rest and recover and let your muscles kind of recuperate. It's so important, and it's not only important for just like your physical and mental well-being, but it's also important for results. And I would kind of hit this plateau. I wasn't giving my body enough rest, and I hadn't been. So I definitely enjoy my rest days, and I wouldn't work out or anything like that. I wouldn't train on my rest day every single week, but I think I really just needed some extra time to let my body kind of figure out itself and get back on track and get out of my plateau. So 2 weeks ago, I decided to do that, and I was gonna take 1 week off, and that's what I did, and that's what I'm here to talk to y'all about today. My experience with my recovery week, how I felt about the whole process, and what I did and how I came back to working out after. So just as kind of like a backstory, before my recovery week, I decided to do a recovery week like just one day. I woke up and was like, I'm gonna start today and just take a week to recover. I'm taking a week off from training. And the reason that happened that way was because I woke up, it was a Wednesday morning, and I knew that I had a resistance training session. It was a booty resistance workout that I had to do. And I'm typically like pretty excited, it's really fun for me to work my booty, and I'm typically pretty excited about those kinds of workouts. And I'm not the kind of person to, lose motivation too easily. Sometimes I can feel down and not motivated, but I can push myself to do something, and then once I start, I'm super motivated. But for the most part, I stay not like, oh, let's go work out, but like it's part of my routine now. But this morning I woke up and I just couldn't even put on my workout clothes. Like, I forced myself to put on my workout clothes because I was like, okay, maybe I'm just super down today and I'm gonna push through and it's gonna be normal and I'm going to start my workout and I'll be fine. But I just could tell something was off. I finally put on my workout clothes, but I felt so drained just from that. And I don't know what it was, if that was a mental block or if my body was truly just screaming at me, please, please, please rest and recover. But whatever it was, I'm so happy that I listened and I took some time to recover. So yeah, that morning I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take the recovery week. So I went onto my Instagram story and I told everyone, I said, I'm taking a week off. Today was supposed to be day 31, and I'm not doing it. And I said I will be on here hopefully every day and just tell you about what I'm doing for recovery and how that's going, and possibly make a video about it. And so that's what I did. It was weird because for me, once I have a routine and I get into a routine, I don't like to stray from that routine. And so it was weird. It was almost like I don't know, it felt at first like I was letting someone down. And I think that had to do with all of y'all that are on my Instagram stories and see my Instagram stories daily. Even though I know that y'all wouldn't think any less of me, it was this weird complex in my brain of like, I'm letting them down. I'm not showing them my workout every morning. And I had so many people that would tell me, you know, they would see my stories in the morning and that would like motivate them to work out, or that would keep them accountable and be like, okay, no, if she can do it, I can do it. And that made me feel so happy. It made me feel so happy. I've had so many of y'all, just all of you beautiful souls, like message me and say, I love your stories. Like, I look forward to them every morning and they keep me honest and they keep me accountable. And that truly brings so much joy and happiness to me. And so the fact that I wasn't going to be doing workouts, I was going to be making stories, but it were going to be workouts, it made me feel kind of guilty at first. And so I had to sit down. I literally sat down here on my bed and I was like, okay, let's work through these emotions. And this has been something that has been very crucial in my journey with fitness, is sitting down and making sure I can feel my feelings. I was like, no, it's important for me to understand what I'm feeling and like process them, because it's so important to process your emotions. I was explaining this to someone recently. Every single emotion in life you have to process, and some emotions are easier to process than others. Positive emotions are always easier, pretty much always easier to process than negative emotions. And so this negative emotion that I was feeling, I was like, no, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna process it, and I'm gonna allow myself to feel this feeling, and I'm gonna understand where it's coming from and how I can counteract it, because this is not an emotion that I want in my life, and this is not a mental pressure that I want in my life right now. And so I sat there and I was like, why am I feeling guilty? Well, it's because I feel like other people are relying on me. And I had to realize, you're not all that. You are not this top level where everyone's looking up to you and everyone's like, if Rachel does it, then I must do it. And if Rachel doesn't do it, then I can't do it. And I had to bring myself down, because I realized in some ways I felt like too many people were relying on me, and it kind of made me proud in a bad way. You know, it puffed up my pride and was like, it put me at this top level where I wasn't. I had to knock myself down, not in a bad or self-harming way. I had to take myself down a couple steps and be like, hey, you're not all that. It's so great that you can motivate people and that people say that you help keep them accountable, but that's still a choice that they make. You know, you are not responsible for the actions and the decisions of other people. And once I processed that and allowed myself to be like, hey, if someone decides to work out because they looked at your story and they say, hey, she's working out and I can do that, that's a positive for them. Go them. They decided to work out. They still had to make the decision to work out. I couldn't make it for them. And so if somebody watches my stories and they see that I'm taking a recovery day, a recovery week, but they still decide to work out, that's awesome. Go them. And they decide, hey, she's taking a recovery day, maybe I should try to take, go them. That's awesome. That's their decisions. And it doesn't lie on me. That responsibility is not on my shoulders. That is on them, and they're on their own fitness journey, and I can cheer them on and I can keep them accountable and I can motivate them, but it's all what they decide and what they choose. So that took the pressure off of me and got me in the right headspace for this recovery week. So I've gotten a lot of questions on Instagram since I did my recovery week. So I'm going to address a couple of those. I have my handy dandy notebook here to talk all about the questions and give you all the answers to the questions that y'all have asked me, and just kind of talk about my experience more. So first of all, the common question is like, what did my recovery week consist of? What did I do every day of that week in my recovery? So I did stretching / a yoga kind of thing every single day. every single day. I did not miss a day. I did Lily Sabri stretches and her breathing sessions in the mornings, and then sometimes if I didn't feel like doing that, I would do some sort of like yoga stretch out. I stretched every single morning and I prioritized that. I also went on a couple walks. I didn't go on a walk every single day. Walked my dog, and then I just walked with my family, and yeah, I went on walks a couple days a week. And that was about it for like actual exercise. I don't want to say exercise. I say that like very cautiously because I wasn't working out. That was just how I got moving. But that was all I did that was more purposeful, like purposeful activity. Those are the things I did. But I also had lots of fun dance parties and just other things that got me moving and kept me from just like sitting in my room or on the couch like doing school or work stuff. Like I did things that kept me moving and kept me a little bit more active throughout the week. Food wise, I got a lot of questions about food. I just ate good food. I wasn't too focused on like dieting. I was just eating food and trying to keep things in moderation. I pretty much kept my diet the same, and to be honest, like even though I don't typically weigh myself a lot. I go based on measurements and how I feel. But I do know that my weight stayed consistent. I didn't really fluctuate at all. The only fluctuation was weight fluctuation that you'll experience throughout your life. So yeah, that was my experience with food and activity during my recovery week. So how did I feel? This is a huge question that I got. I felt so good. I was not expecting to feel so good. 3 days in, I was like motivated and pumped. I was like, I'm gonna work out. I'm so excited to work out when the recovery week ends. And it was weird because I thought I would feel guilty, because before I would feel guilty if I skipped a workout. I would feel guilty if I went a couple of days without working out, but I didn't. I felt motivated. I felt refreshed and rejuvenated and strong and powerful and ready for the next workout whenever it came. I was like very committed to a week, and I wasn't gonna work out before that week was over because I knew that I needed to recover and rest, but I was ready to work out. And I remember waking up on the first day that I was gonna go back to working out, and I was so excited and pumped. I woke up early and I killed a workout. I felt so good and I could feel the muscles in a new way. And it was because I felt so good during the recovery week, and I took that time to let my body recover and let that motivation build in a way. I was so excited for a workout. I haven't felt that way before, during, or after a workout in a very long time. Like that moment is kind of like treasured in a little capsule in my heart. That sounds so cheesy, I know, but that's a moment that I don't think I'll forget, at least for a long time. That feeling, that excitement to work out, and that just joy and the love that I felt during that workout of like, yes, I'm back to it, and my body has just been able to rest. I've given my body time to recover and my muscles time to recuperate, and now I'm ready to smash it and go at it harder than ever. And it felt so good. It felt amazing. I loved it. I felt so great during the recovery week that I was able to feel that way during the workout. So it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I felt so rested and just happy, and I can't stop smiling when I'm thinking about how good I felt. I want to be better about keeping this in my routine. Maybe, every other month taking a week off or something. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I still got to figure it out. But I almost haven't quite gotten off that high yet from that recovery week. It was amazing. I felt so good. So another big question that I hear all the time and that I got from a lot of people was physically, what were the results of a recovery week? Did I lose progress? Did I gain progress somehow? So like I said, I know that I didn't fluctuate in my weight outside of the daily fluctuation, but I didn't lose progress. And the thing that I thought was so cool was I actually noticed the progress that I had made. I appreciated it. I wasn't working out, and it wasn't until that recovery week that I remember looking at my legs and being like, my thighs are smaller, and I can tell that I'm muscular. Oh my goodness, my shoulders. I've sculpted those. Those look great. My waist, it's smaller. What? Oh, look, I was like walking in a store and I looked in the mirror in a bathroom and I was like, my butt is perkier. It looks great. And it was the coolest feeling. I hadn't noticed these things. It was like tunnel vision while I was working out. I wasn't taking the time to like appreciate what I had just done and how much I had accomplished. I was always just looking forward to the next goal and being like, okay, but I can't wait until I'm here, which is not bad to look forward and anticipate and, you know, reach for a goal. But I hadn't ever sat down and appreciated like what I had achieved in a year. I was so proud of myself. And it wasn't until I stopped working out that I noticed the benefits my experience working out. It was so crazy. Oh my goodness, this is insane. And I'm not even kidding, like not in the slightest bit. I hadn't noticed it whatsoever. People tell me, you look great, you look like you've lost so much weight, and I'm like, I don't see it, whatever, thank you though. But I noticed it, and that was so cool. All of my hard work paid off, and I could see that during my recovery week. That was the coolest thing. So no, I didn't lose any progress. In fact, I noticed my progress more, and then when I started my workouts again, I felt like I had made leaps and bounds in progress, which was so strange. And I think it was just because I felt so strong, and so it felt like my progress was going faster, which was weird. It was so crazy. It's been 2 weeks since I, you know, decided to do a recovery week, and I enjoyed every moment of it. I am so thankful that I decided to take a week to recover and just see what I could accomplish and see how it would feel. So I'm so happy that I did that. But that was most of the questions that I wrote down today. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments below. You can DM them to me. We can have a conversation. I would love to talk with you about fitness and recovery and nutrition, all that stuff. It's something that I'm so passionate about and that I'm continually learning about. And I'm so excited to further my learning and my education in this area and just talk with all of you about it. And if you've had any experience with workouts and recovery weeks, please let me know, and I would love to hear your experience and hear your thoughts and your comments about, you know, how you felt, and I really would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified anytime I post a new video. Also follow me on Instagram. I post over there on my stories all the time and interact with you on my stories and DMs, and I would love to get to know you better and just have a good time over there. So go check me out on Instagram, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.